Today I will share our estimated monthly costs to retire in Poland, including rent, groceries, utilities, internet, cell phone, restaurants, drinking water, laundry, and transportation if the two of us moved here on a tight budget. I first came to Poland 11 years ago in the summer of 2013 and fell in love with the place. I toured around and visited 4 cities in Poland, and my favorite was Gdansk on the Baltic Sea, right across from Sweden. At that time, Gdansk was the most beautiful, restored medieval city I had personally seen in all of Eastern Europe, and remains so still today. I'll show you video we took of Gdansk while I discuss retirement costs and feasibility here. I have moved forward through the world one country at a time without buying round-trip tickets. I have no empty bed anywhere in the world waiting for me. I gather data with my feet on the ground instead of from 10,000 miles away like the other guys. I left the United States 17 years ago, and Chung has traveled the world with me for almost 7 of those years now. I will also share my overall retirement desirability score for Gdansk, Poland, after discussing costs of living here, because retirees also care about medical care, food, real estate, things to do, social considerations, visas, walkability, weather, internet speeds, and other expat considerations. Okay, estimated costs to retire in Gdansk, Poland. Today I found this furnished studio apartment with a long-term lease at 1,300 Polish currency, which is $350 per month in Gdansk. If you ride the 154 bus to Old Town, you would be there in about 12 minutes. If you rent for a short term on Airbnb, it would be much more expensive. This is for a 12-month lease. A larger apartment or closer to the Old Town could easily cost twice as much per month. So for the middle range expenses, I'll estimate $700 per month or more depending upon area and size. That way you'll have 2 data points for cost of living. Here's the process we use to find great apartments. So we will show you a table of all expenses in a moment. We'll use $350 per month for rent for the lower estimate and $700 per month for the middle cost of living estimate for expats who want more space. In case these rents are too high for you, smaller towns in Poland can have 30% cheaper rents and even lower in some rural areas. Okay, utilities. For a place this size, the year-round average for our utilities we estimate would be around $160 per month. The utilities would cost more for the larger space. We estimate around $240 per month. Okay, groceries. We would shop in the farmer's market for fresh fruits and vegetables and purchase non-perishable foods and other things like shampoo and detergents in the grocery stores. We estimate about $320 per month for groceries. Other expats are likely to spend more on imported groceries they miss from home, spending around $430 per month or more on groceries. Restaurants. We would eat out twice per week, mostly in the more local style restaurants, averaging around $8 to $10 per meal per person, and 1 or 2 splurges per month of like $10 to $15 per meal per person. If you add all that up, we would spend around $220 per month for the two of us in restaurants. We may have a beer here and there, but that's covered below under alcohol. Other expats are likely to eat more Western-style foods in expensive expat-style restaurants and less in the local-style restaurants, so they would likely spend more like $360 per month for 2 people in restaurants. It is lifestyle dependent. Okay, cell phone data. We paid about $8 per month for prepaid Orange SIM card for 30 days. My Android phone will act as a hotspot, so we can both be on the internet when we are out of the house together. Other retired expat couples are likely to buy 2 prepaid SIM cards, so they would need about $16 per month. Laundry. The apartments all seem to have clothes washing machines. The above grocery estimate includes laundry and detergent, so nothing extra for laundry. Drinking water. We read online that water is clean here and many people drink water from the tap, but we would be more careful. We didn't see reverse osmosis delivery in the 20-liter jugs here, so we would probably get a Brita water filter. The filter refills would be about $5 per month. Internet. AT&T test said our Airbnb Wi-Fi router had 38 megabits per second down and 26 megabits per second upload speeds. We read online that these speeds cost about $18 per month for in-home Wi-Fi. Okay, public transportation. Tickets cost about $1.30 US per person each way. We would average 2 rides per week, 8 per month, which is 16 rides per month for the two of us, or about $20 per month. We would probably take another 4 Bolt taxi app rides per month, averaging about $10 each or $40 per month. So total transportation would be about $60 per month for the two of us. Other expats might spend more on taxis and less on public transportation, so I estimate about $140 per month for them. Okay, alcohol, which is optional, of course. Domestic beers in Lidl grocery store in Gdansk start at $1.99 local money, which is 51 US cents for a 0.33 milliliter size, which is a standard size for beer cans in the US. In bars and restaurants, half-liter domestic draft beers run about $3 to $6 for half liter. We estimate about $100 per month on alcohol for the two of us. Many other expats would spend a higher amount for imported, foreign, or craft beers in expat bars, so about $200 per month for 2 people, assuming they're not into imported whiskey or wine. Entertainment, which is optional also. We would budget about $200 per month for entertainment for the two of us. We enjoy doing more do-it-yourself kinds of entertainment, so expats would spend a little more than us, possibly $300 per month for the two of them. Okay, estimated cost to retire in Gdansk. Let's add it all up. Okay, for the lower, rents $350, utilities $160, groceries $320, restaurants $220, cell data $8, laundry $0, drinking water $5, internet $18, transportation $60, would total $1,141 per month. If you add the optional alcohol of $120, it would put you $1,261. Add $200 more for entertainment, you would be at $1,461 per month. Okay, what about the middle cost? If you add the higher rents, utilities, groceries, restaurants, cell data, and transportation costs, it would put you at $1,909 per month for the basic living costs for the middle range. Add $220 for alcohol and $300 for entertainment, you'd be at $2,429 per month US. Our above lower cost estimates would be for the two of us living on a tight budget. The middle estimate is just an example of what other expats might spend for these expenses if they moved here. To understand what it would cost you to live here, you must put your feet on the ground, see what you would choose to rent, eat, drink, and how you would entertain yourself, and add it all up. It doesn't matter what anyone else spends because we are all different. Next, I'll cover my retirement desirability factors for Poland. But remember to grab my free ebook when this video ends, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 17 years, which you can get at vagabondbuddha.com. Okay, Poland, retirement desirability factors. Before you move anywhere outside your home country, create a list of things that you must have for your happy retirement. Here are my retirement desirability factors, and I will rank each as high, medium, or low before assigning an overall retirement desirability score for Gdansk, Poland. Okay, walkability, I would say high. Like usual, we walked everywhere in Gdansk. We found all of our daily needs within about a 5 to 20-minute walk of our apartment. So we would not need a car if we lived here in Gdansk. Internet, I would say high. The Wi-Fi in our Airbnb apartment was 38 megabits per second down and 26 up speeds. That's good enough for us to do Zoom calls, upload YouTube videos, and watch Netflix. Food, I would say high. There was a farmer's market just about a 15-minute walk from our apartment, and the Lidl grocery store was just a 5-minute walk. For fresh fruits and vegetables, we would shop in the farmer's market. Links to everything we discussed today are at our webpage, vagabondbuddha.com. Just click the first link below this YouTube video to go to the webpage for this Poland report. There are local restaurants with delicious lunch specials, including a soup and main course and side dishes, starting for around $10 in the old town, but $1 or $2 cheaper once you are out of the tourist area. There's also a large selection of foreign restaurants running from about $12 to $16 per meal. Okay, weather, I would say medium. Average daytime highs in Gdansk are 36 Fahrenheit, which is 2 Celsius in January, but they increased to 72 Fahrenheit or 22 Celsius in July. Average daytime lows in Gdansk are 27 Fahrenheit or minus 3 Celsius in January, but they increased to 61 Fahrenheit or 16 Celsius in July. Those are the nighttime lows. The best weather runs from May through September. The rainy season is September through January. It typically snows in December, January, and February. It starts warming up in March. Things to do, I would say high. Gdansk has one of the most beautiful medieval old towns in Eastern Europe, which I cover in my walking tour at the first link in the notes below this video. There are also a bunch of unique events that happen each year in Gdansk, such as the Amber Jewelry Fair, the Sea Shanty Singing Festival, St. Dominic's Fair, Gdansk Music Festival, Baltic Sea Bubble Parade, Night of 100 Paper Cuts, Opener Festival, Gdansk Dance Festival, and 𝗕𝗏𝐿𝐴 Craft Beer Festival, and the Gdansk Rockowiznę, and the Shakespeare Rooftop Festival, plus live music concerts of jazz, rock, and electronic, a great nightlife, coffee shops, shopping malls, cultural tours, and river tours. There are also nearby beaches and assorted water sports on the Baltic Sea. Okay, social considerations, I would say high. While Polish is the official language of Poland, English is spoken and understood in major cities, especially among younger people. About 30% of Poles speak English as a foreign language, which makes English the most common second language in Poland. The sex distribution in Poland is about almost 52% women and 48% men, and one of the first countries in Europe to allow women the right to vote. Okay, safety considerations. When I last checked, the U.S. State Department webpage for Poland published the lowest level 1 risk for Poland. Exercise normal precaution. Numbeo surveys report that life feels safer in Gdansk, Poland than in Honolulu, Hawaii. You can also review my report, How to Travel the World Safely, which is how I have remained safe traveling the world for 17 years. We went out walking after midnight in Gdansk and bar hopping and never felt a hint of trouble. Expat community, I would say high. Poland has been a member of the EU since 2004, but are still using Polish currency instead of the euro, which might be why it's slightly cheaper to live here than other parts of Eastern Europe. Prices seem higher when countries adopt the euro. Here are a few Facebook pages that cater to English-speaking expats living in Poland. These online expat communities are great for learning all about things that expats want to learn when they first move overseas. Make sure to search for previous questions answered recently before posting any new questions to the group. Okay, medical, I would say high. The Healthcare International Comparison Index ranks Poland 49th in the world, 19 spots better than the United States, which ranks only 69th. There are different ways healthcare is rated, but this one seems to be considering quality of care in relation to what patients are charged. If you decide to move here, make sure to ask around for referrals and establish relationships with doctors based on the feedback you've gotten from others who have used their services. The above expat Facebook pages may be a good source for that information. Okay, tourist visa. I would say hi. Poland is a member of the Schengen visa countries. Citizens of many countries such as the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Malaysia, USA, and many others are given 90 days in any 180-day period for time spent in any of the Schengen member countries. Before attempting to enter Schengen member countries, check to see if the electronic visa waiver program is in effect yet. I'll provide a link for that. Poland also has a bilateral agreement with the USA that allows Americans to do visa runs to get consecutive 90-day visa waivers in Poland after the 90-day Schengen period, so long as they leave Poland before the expiration of the first 90-day visa waiver period and stay out for more than 24 hours before returning to Poland from any other country, whether Schengen or non-Schengen country. Last I read, you could do these consecutively, one after another, meaning Americans can stay in Poland all year by doing a visa run every 90 days. I recommend confirming this additional visa waiver program for Americans before relying on it. Some Americans may choose to do these visa runs instead of applying for Polish residency permit, which I will talk about now. Polish residence permits, I would say medium. In general, non-EU citizens must apply for residence permit in order to stay longer than the 90-day Schengen period. There is presently no retirement visa in Poland. However, I read online that some visa agents can help foreigners obtain residency permits by showing bank statements proving sufficient funds to sustain living in Poland, health insurance, and a valid passport, along with the standard application forms and a letter stating that you'll be studying the Polish language for 1.5 years. This study residency extendable for 1.5 years to study longer if you like. The other option is to form a single entity corporation in Poland and obtain a residence work permit for your newly formed corporation. You can also get residence if you have Polish ancestry. A visa agent discusses these residence options in a YouTube video. I'll provide the link at the Poland retirement page below. Rather than promoting any one visa agency, I would recommend that you request a referral to an agent on the Facebook pages I shared above. Ask the expats there for an agent, or better yet, an immigration lawyer who they've already successfully used to get a residence permit. Next up, real estate. I would say hi. When I read about it today, foreigners are allowed to purchase an apartment in Poland, but not land with a house on it without advance permission from the government. Today, I saw small apartments for sale in Gdansk starting around 70,000 US. However, I do not recommend buying real estate in a foreign country until you've lived there for an extended period of time, making sure you love it. If you decide to buy real estate, you should also get your own lawyer who has no conflict of interest with you. For example, do not use a lawyer recommended by your real estate broker or your local lover. Okay, Gdansk retirement desirability score. I would say medium. The winters are a little too cold for me if I wanted to live here year-round. I like warmer year-round weather. But if I had the resources to fly south for the winter months, then I would rate Gdansk as highly desirable. What would it cost you to live in Gdansk, Poland? To get a better understanding of things you should add to our estimated cost of living, watch this video, 9 reasons you can't retire on $1,000 a month overseas. Most people will likely be unable to retire for the lower range estimate above. I give examples why in this other report. Plus, this additional report explains how to avoid coming home early with your tail between your legs. Also, if you're going to try to retire cheap offshore, make sure to read my report, The 2 Biggest Risks of Retiring Early for Cheap Offshore, which explains why you should have emergency funds available for unexpectedly large expenses. You should also add anything to the above table you spend money on in your home country that's not listed in the table. Presumably, you found those things necessary in life. To do that, visit Numbeo Gdansk and add anything not mentioned in the table. Never move anywhere until you visited first personally to verify the living costs for your lifestyle and needs. I'm not guaranteeing these prices. These are just my notes and estimates from the time of my visit and this post. Your costs will likely be drastically different depending on your lifestyle and the time since this post. Many of the expats we meet living overseas are self-insured for medical care. That means that not everyone buys health insurance when they move overseas. That probably sounds crazy to you. I didn't carry medical insurance for my first 17 years living overseas, but last year I bought medical insurance. If you're wondering what it costs and what it covers, watch my medical insurance video at this link. This is not an affiliate link. More typical expat living costs in Gdansk range from about $1,800 to $3,000 per month. People spending that much often have higher savings, incomes, or pensions. They often report spending more on accommodations, entertainment, eating out more, traveling, and alcohol. Many also have more expensive cars, houses, or apartments. To find out my top 15 places in the entire world to retire overseas for cheap, click the video appearing in the upper right-hand corner of your screen right now. And don't forget to get my free ebook.